Hi, welcome to Cooking for Cancer and Chronic Disease. My name is Angela Zaccanini, registered dietitian. This is Eric Capozzoli, also a registered dietitian. Today we are bringing you a spin-off of a pasta al tonno.
That's your best Italian, pasta al tonno. There's no spin-off, but we're just gonna make it, right?
Yeah, but this one says there's olives, there's anchovies.
We don't need that. We're going crazy.
Yes. Okay. So I have some pasta water boiling. I'm gonna add some penne, and
You're Giada all of a sudden.
and I'm just gonna use half of this box, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm just gonna add some olive oil in here just so we can get this started here. But let's talk about the nutrition.
Yes. Okay.
That's what we do.
We're using canned tuna and olive oil, so lots of healthy fats, very heart healthy. We're using garlic, onions, fresh basil, fresh parsley. So this is considered a pescatarian recipe, the fact that we're using fish, but all other vegetarian ingredients.
Right.
Obviously, when you cook, we really encourage utilizing fresh herbs and spices, utilizing garlic, onion. Get all of those really phytonutrient-rich foods in as much as you can. And of course, it promotes flavor. We're also using capers today, so they tend to be a little bit rich in salt. So be mindful of that if you are being, cautious of your sodium intake, as well as canned tuna can be higher in sodium.
Yeah, anything canned.
Yep.
So just we're kind of watching that. This the variation on this, we're just gonna make like a tomato sauce and add tuna to it. So it's just tuna and a red sauce. You can do. I've done this before with just like a jar of tomato bruschetta.
Oh yeah.
So you just use that. Use the capers. You can use a jarred sauce. You can make your own sauce and just pour it in. Like Ange said, some of the traditional ones have like different kinds of olives in them, anchovies plus the tuna.
We should have got crazy and added anchovies. I mean, they're excellent for you.
Yeah, for sure. Great source.
Sardines, which those aren't a staple in my diet, but.
But yeah, the tuna, yeah, that would get a little crazy for some with taste changes, smell changes. So the same way that we always recommend, sometimes it's like, we do like the citrus for taste changes, but if you're having like GERD or something, we want to not do that. Same thing with like the tuna. If you're okay with the smell, it's going to bring like maybe a different taste than you're used to.
Yep, I like it.
So we're just going to start with olive oil in a pan. We're going to just do some garlic. If you want to, and just a little bit of white onion. And the easiest way to do this is with whatever you have in your pantry. So usually, we recommend to have like some canned things. So tomato paste, canned tomatoes, crushed, whole, diced, whatever you want to get. I always have like a jar of bruschetta too, tomato bruschetta, and this comes together very quickly.
I really like that idea of just using the bruschetta instead of having to chop and cut all of these other ingredients.
Yeah.
You get all of that in that jar. So I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, very, very easily. Like, this is like the last recipe in like the little pasta series that we're doing. Just like any of the other ones, we can do some jarred things to make it faster, or if you want to do everything fresh, which we always recommend if you can do, but whatever your accessibility is what we want you to do.
Yep.
Then our pasta today, we're using penne. That is just a regular pasta. We did want to use like the bonza like we talked about in the last video, but we just decided to go with this regular pasta again because we love it.
Yeah. So this, again, you're obviously getting carbohydrates, but you're getting healthy fats, you're getting protein. Really trying to balance out these recipes as much as possible, especially when you are putting an emphasis on something that's higher in carbs like pasta. When we talk about balanced meals, we always say make the carb choice the smallest portion of your plate, and then really put an emphasis on the vegetables, and then of course a lean, moderate size of protein. So when you make these combined dishes, that makes it kind of difficult to decipher, right, the portions.
Yes.
But still being mindful of how much of the carbs you're consuming and focusing more on, the herbs, the spices, the protein.
Yeah, for sure. And this, I just added the tuna in here with the olive oil too. It's tuna in olive oil. You can use, if you're watching your fat intake, you can use tuna and water, or you can drain off the excess olive oil if you need to kind of watch the fat intake. Tuna is a great protein source. And then with the olive oil, like Angela said, great fat source. And then the tuna has some fat in it too. But we're just gonna kind of cook this down. It usually comes together pretty quick. I think this might be the fastest of the 3 recipes we've done, because we don't really need to get color on this.
Yeah, because you can eat it just like that.
Yeah. And if you haven't tried tuna in olive oil, I recommend it. It's amazing. You can just eat it out of a can.
Yep. So we used a 28-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes, and Eric went in and kind of chopped them up a little bit to make that cooking process a little bit quicker. That looks good.
Yeah, and sometimes with the whole tomatoes, the stems or the top parts can be hard. So if you're not cooking this for like a half hour, 2 hours, those little hard parts will not cook down. Just so you know that. So you got to cut them out, or just get a can. That's why you had asked why we didn't get crushed. Sometimes with those are kind of all mixed through, and if you have the whole can, you can see the top and just cut the top off very easily.
And our tomatoes, I used to hate tomatoes, and now I absolutely love them. And I'm like, oh, it's so good for you. Like the vitamin A, they have an antioxidant called lycopene, which is... Lycopene. Tonno.
Is that your Italian version?
Lycopene. That's what gives it that red color. So that's why, as dietitians, we always say eat the rainbow, because each different color when it comes to fruits and vegetables contains a different antioxidant, contains a different phytochemical. So the more variety in your diet, the better.
Yeah, 100%. And this lycopene, it's very good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm 100% sure.
How do you know?
I've been doing this for a little bit, a long time here.
Me too.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm right.
Okay, we won't argue on the air, but afterwards maybe.
Afterwards, of course. And then I'm just going to put some tomato paste in, which that's optional. It's just going to thicken it up a little bit. And we're going to use some, do we have the Italian flakes? Oh, there they are, hidden. So we're going to use the Italian chili flakes in here, if I can open it. Give it a little more spice, again, with the taste changes. But go easy if you can't handle the spice.
Yeah, obviously mouth sores or anything, any discomfort or pain in your mouth, avoid any highly seasoned or spicy foods.
Yeah, for sure. Then your pasta, always, if you're going to cook it down in the sauce, we want to cook it al dente.
Still need some time.
So, to the tooth. This is looking pretty good. You say so?
Ow. Ow!
Did you burn yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Injury on the air.
On the air. You made me get that pasta water out, see?
Well,
Your fault.
you always have to save some pasta water. Come on, that's the best. Remember what we do? Freeze it?
Yeah, that was a good idea. He had mentioned in one of our previous pasta videos to put your pasta water in ice cube trays and save them, because there's so many times when I'm cooking a recipe and I forget to save the pasta water, and then you don't have it because you just dumped it down the sink.
Yeah, so good flavor, little thickener, kind of starchy, salty water.
Love it.
Getting close.
Yep.
So I did use some dried herbs in this, but we're going to use some fresh
Always
too.
fresh.
And they cook fast, so usually towards the end.
What about the capers last?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to, maybe we could do them and we'll do the capers first.
That's why I'm here, everybody.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you give me a knife? Beautiful. So capers that come in the worst jars ever,
Yeah, I'll say.
and I love them, so we're gonna
The more the merrier.
put a lot in there. Yeah, and you can always add more. They're just little,
Are they in the olive family?
I believe, someone called them salty peas. Which, they're not peas, but it's okay. Looking pretty good.
Yep.
All right, so then we're gonna go in. We have just a little bit of parsley because we had some, or we have a ton. So we're just gonna use a little bit of it, in sake of not wasting. And then basil, of course, your favorite.
My favorite.
So we gotta go in with that.
Wow. Yes.
And this is the most Italian of our pasta recipes.
Right.
We're not blending anything.
Most traditional, right?
Yeah.
Sort of.
No.
Smells good, looks good. You want me to drain this?
Yeah, all good.
Yep.
Put some pepper in here. And I think we're ready. You can dump it in, and then we'll put a little bit of that water in.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Our sauce to pasta ratio is getting better. Last time we had too much sauce to pasta.
Yeah. That was kind of swimming.
Yep.
Good though.
We live and we learn. I'm going to need you to grate some more Parmesan on mine.
On yours? Okay.
Yes.
I'm just going to put a little bit of this in there.
Okay.
Just a little bit.
Be careful, it's hot.
Yeah, don't touch that. How's it look?
Great.
The linguine might have been better in here.
You think?
I don't know.
Yeah, but you didn't have a good time eating it last time. Check that part out.
Yeah, don't fast forward.
The final 5 minutes of the video.
Yeah, I struggled a little bit to eat that. That was kind of embarrassing. And again, we want to, we can definitely cook this a little longer, but because we're doing
You mean
this
just here in the skillet? Let it cook down, get some more
without
flavor.
the pasta in it. Yeah, I would usually cook it longer, but and sometimes cheese with fish is a no-no in some.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, that kind of makes sense, right?
Yeah, but
But
because
this
you
is
like
pasta
cheese
al
with fish,
tonno.
cheese with fish and pasta, but because you like it, we'll do it.
Thanks.
And your show.
I needed one of everything.
Hopefully
caper.
do we save the best for last?
Let's see. I'm curious.
I need tuna on here.
Delicious.
Yeah, that was very good.
I feel like that's another way to sneak something in. Would anyone know there's tuna in there? Well, I guess there is maybe a little fishy.
Yeah, you would
Aftertaste.
you notice it.
Yeah.
I think it's really good though. I love this stuff.
Great for Lent, your Fish Fridays.
Fish Friday's a little healthier thing
A little healthier
than
option
fried fish.
than your fried fish that I've been getting every Friday.
Fried fish sandwich.
Also, I think would be a good idea for all my Italian Americans for the 7 fishes.
Yes, 100%.
Because we used to make squid. My grandma would make squid or put squid in her pasta, and but if it was this, I could handle this.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid especially.
Yeah, and that's where you can put the anchovies or sardines in there.
Yeah.
And sneak a few more fishes in there.
Yeah.
But those are way more powerful in my opinion.
Yeah, and they're a
Than
lot
tuna.
more salty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
The less is more with that. But these, I love tuna, so
This
is a great one. Definitely try this if you want to try any of our pastas or any of them. They're all good.
I think so.
They all came out good.
Definitely broadened my scope. To be honest, we're traditional: spaghetti, meatballs, lasagna, all the general basic dishes. But this is definitely expanding my mind and
Your palate.
my palate related to pasta.
Look at that.
Yep. So thank you, Eric. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Give us some
course.
feedback. Leave us a comment, subscribe. Email is going to be at the bottom of the screen for you if you have any suggestions. If you want, we want to do these series every once in a while where we try to focus on one dish, but then make a variety of different options. So this was like our pasta series. We're hoping to maybe do a breakfast series.
Yeah, that's what we're thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's something in the works. So stay tuned. Feedback, anything you want to hear from us, please let us know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.